the woman, don't I go into that woman? Don't me and that woman go into each other? Now we won. I got my dick, I ain't on one. At the end of the day, what you mean?
So you gotta watch on your left hand. You gotta watch on your left hand. If you put another watch on your left hand, will you have one watches or two watch?
Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. You guys can see those two names right here. This man called himself King Knowledge. So when you guys see the name King Knowledge, you guys probably expecting this man going to speak a lot of facts, or maybe this man knows a lot of things, right? But he also believed that if you have two watches in one hand, it's only one watch. This is not even the worst. This video might piss some of you off. Hey, listen, man, don't forget to show some love to the channel. Let's get into the video.
All right, man. So you said that basically when we peel back all the layers, the black woman is God. Before, I'm just repeating back what you said to let you know that I understood exactly what you said. You said, as you know, before we've adopted the thinking and ideologies of God, how we know it now, before that, or even if we take it away, we would see that the black woman is actually truly God. That's what you said, right? Okay.
Correct.
Now, where does the father, my question for you is, where does the man come in? Where does the father or the man come into this picture? The black man or any man?
All right.
So before he starts talking, right? You guys see the way this man looking, right? He's looking that he's about to speak a lot of facts, right? But when this man start talking, all he's saying is pure nonsense. Let's see what he has to say.
Regards to the father is a social construct that has nothing to do with nature. So somebody made up this whole father aspect. Man is something totally different. You grow into the man, but we go through stages in life to get to a man. So in regards to me, I had to go from an embryo, you know what I'm saying, to an infant, to a toddler, teenager, young adult, and then I graduated into a man. So when we're talking about those two terms, you know, you got to go to get to a man. And then when you're talking about a father, there's nowhere that there's a father in nature. So a father would be unnatural. That's just something to compete with the woman.
I don't know where this man get his facts from, but this right here, this is pure nonsense.
Okay, so you're saying that the father is unnatural, but the woman is natural.
Correct.
Do I have that correct? And you're
Correct,
saying the reason why, you really didn't give a reason why the father would be unnatural. So what's your reasoning that the father is unnatural? Explain, give me some logic, however you could,
right.
You know,
the logic was nature. I said that there was not a father found in nature. There's nowhere in nature that you can find a father. You have a male. So at the end of the day, there's no father. Father is a social construct. That's something to put itself into existence to be opposite of the mother. But there's no such thing really as a father.
Can you explain how the father is a social construct?
It's a social construct due to the fact is you're talking about a label that's being placed on a man being a father. Can you be a father at 12 years old?
I mean, I think I had when I was 12 years old, man. So,
okay,
you could be a father when you're 12 years old. You could have definitely planted your seed in something. Yes. Let's just go with, do you think there's any differences between men and women?
It's kind of like you're trying to be condescending to the point where you have no comprehension. Like, you don't have no comprehension in what I'm saying to you in a response to the point where you can't fathom it? What do you mean?
No.
I think this man right here, he's the one that don't understand the question. He's talking like he knows what he's talking about when he's don't even understand the question, right?
Understand what you then you go to the next question after you sit there and tell me that you didn't understand shit. Like
No, not understand.
Like, we gonna turn this into is this some type of entertainment or something? I'm just asking you. I thought it was about the black woman as God. I don't know you. Well, I didn't research you. I just came over here because okay. So what are we doing?
We'll speak in detail. What we're doing is having a discussion man to man, right? Mm-hmm. You just said that the man is a social construct.
I said the father is. You're saying that the man is. Right.
Okay, let's just.
Two things. You asked me about the man and the father.
You said, well, that, you know, because the father is, you know, not from nature. And I want you to explain how isn't the father not from nature? That's what I want you to do. I want you to explain how it's a social construct and it's not from nature. Because here's what I'll tell you. nothing grows unless a seed is planted. Nothing grows on this planet unless a seed is planted. And every man holds the seed in them. Every man holds the seed of life form. Life form in us. In your sack, if you have enough testosterone, but I know in my sack, I got at least 80 million of them little niggas moving around in there. You know what I'm saying? Most men do with a good amount of testosterone. So therefore we have seed, and the life form starts there. You won't have a plant if you don't plant a seed first. So you saying that a father is a social construct is a lie, is what I'm saying. Get to dispute the point that the father doesn't hold the seed. So we plant the seed in a woman, and then life grows from that. Women bring about life. The life form is actually in a man. So explain to me again how the father is a social construct when the father holds the seed and a woman holds nothing but eggs. She's waiting for a seed.
See, you guys see the look on this man's face. I don't think he has no idea what he's talking about, right? I don't think he understands the question. He's looking like he's speaking a foreign language. He's looking like, the way he's looking is like he don't understand, or maybe he's about to speak some facts or some nonsense. Let's see how he's going to answer that.
You don't make sense, man. Let me hear you.
You haven't given me a chance to make sense. You're wrong. And you're wrong in the way to sit there and say that the sperm is a seed. How could you have seeds running up and through your body? That makes no sense. A seed is not a fucking tadpole with a tail. That's not a seed. So in regards to it, you're wrong. Now, if you're talking about an apple seed, or orange
how
seed,
I'm wrong, though.
Listen, an avocado seed, or whatever the case may be, now we can get into the comparison on how the woman gives the man the whole body, the construct, the brain, the lungs, the face, the skin. She's creating a child within a womb. So she gives him the penis too. Did you forget that she gave him the sperm? So
can you explain in a scientific way, from a biological way, how doesn't a man hold the seed in the life form? You're just speaking, but I need you to peel back the layers of things and give facts. This podcast is called No Fugazi. So if I'm speaking, I'm always going to speak with facts. So here's a fact for you. The woman doesn't determine the sex of the baby. She has an X chromosome. The man holds the X and the Y chromosome, right? So here's science, right? So when a man has sex with a woman, he dictates the sex of the baby. So you just said, where do you get a penis from? Where do you get this from? Where do you get that from? You get that from the man, since the man determines the sex of the baby. Do you get it? Women only hold the X chromosome. Men hold the X and a Y. That's scientifically facts that proves that what you just said is nonsense, and men do dictate the sex of the baby. So if he's dictating the sex of the baby, let's peel the layer back even further. That means that the man actually dictates how many men are going to be in this world, how many women are going to be in this world. The list goes on and on. Your father dictated that you would have a beard. Your father dictated that you would have a beard and be a man, from what I could see. You get what I'm saying? Your mother didn't determine that. So you should be thanking your father, because your father truly created you. Anything for that, man? Scientifically, can you dispute what I said?
You sound uneducated, like to the point where this is so level of surface, to the point.
God dang, man.
How could you sit here? I'm just asking you, like, how could you?
I don't understand how this man is even using the word uneducated. This man, he seems like he don't understand nothing at all. You ask him a question, he answered the question with some other bullshit. Now he's telling him he's uneducated. Now let's see if we can learn something from this man.
Sit here and tell me that my father gave me what all males are females before they turn into a male based off the decision of the mother. Every male can look at their actual scrotum sac and see a line from the bottom of their scrotum sac to the tip of their penis. All male. That means you were sold up. Your testicles are nothing but your ovaries. Your penis is nothing but an elongated clitoris. At the end of the day, you're nothing but an inside-out female. I'm sorry that this man has never been told that. And he doesn't understand that he was made in the likeness and the image of his mother. I'm sorry that before anybody ever taught him anything, his mother was there. Your mother is literally the only thing that you know in life. You don't even know if that's your father. But your mother knows if it's your father or not. You know everything about your mother because that's where you came from. That's your first home. That's your first origin. The black woman has always been considered God, even before the patriarch took over and started to actually make a male God. But it was never a male that was being God. It was always the woman. In Islam, it was the woman. In the Catholic Church, it was the woman. In ancient Egypt, it was the woman. In Samaria, Mesopotamia, Babylon, it was the woman. Phoenicia was the woman. Chaldea was the woman. But if he doesn't know that, that means he's not reading. And I'm telling you, I'm trying to respond to the man, even to the point where if a woman is making up your whole total makeup and she's using her menstrual blood to do it within her womb, that's why you women don't bleed for 9 months. You literally coagulate a child in your womb. What does the man have to do with it? Is the man shooting blood in you, woman, or is he literally giving you his DNA via his sperm? So when you're actually making this baby in your womb, you're using your blood. That's why you don't bleed for 9 months. When that baby comes out, that is a product of its mother. So the baby literally develops through life. As the baby develops through life, we get to puberty. That's when our body chemically starts to actually make the sperm in our body. But it came from our mother. Everything comes from your mother. You get it from your mother. Your mother is your God. Your father is not your God. The sperm in his body comes from his mother. Where do you think we got our body from? You didn't make this. You don't have nothing to do with your face. You don't have nothing to do with your head and none of that. Your mama gave that to you. She birthed you. How could you sit there and say that she's not your God? Your mother was God before you was taught about God. Somebody had to tell you about God in order for you to believe them. Now in your mind, that's God. But what if your mother knew she was God? She would teach you about God. How can a man be a God when he cannot produce life? A man cannot sustain life. He does not have breast milk.
Got you. You done or are you still going?
No, go ahead, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm respectful. So if you want to go and respond, you can go.
Okay. So, I mean, everything you said was just nonsense. It didn't make any sense. It didn't correlate to anything.
Which part?
And
Which
1
part?
plus
Which
1
part?
didn't add up.
Oh,
you
no.
didn't have any rebuttal to it. You just started speaking nonsense. But let me ask you a question.
I have to force myself to speak because you won't allow me to.
Does 1
You're
plus
asking
1
me
equal
another
2?
question.
Does 1 plus 1 equal 2?
No, one and one come together, they merge. That's one, right? Think about
Okay,
it, right?
god dang.
When
so
one and one come together,
proves
they
my
merge,
point.
right?
The nigga don't know
Right.
what 1 plus 1 equals.
Merge, right?
He said that 1 and 1 merges.
Put it together, they merge. One, right?
Oh.
I'm started to think this man, he just acting, or maybe they paying him to talk like this because this is pure nonsense. Now I think he's confusing between 1 plus 1 and 1 times 1. 1 plus 1 is not equal 1, but 1 times 1 is 1.
The woman, don't I go into that woman? Don't me and that woman go into each other? Now we won. I got my dick, I ain't one. At the end of the day, what you mean?
So you gotta watch on your left
2?
hand. You gotta watch on your left hand. If you put another watch on your left hand, will you have 1 watches or 2 watch?
They're on the same hand. It's just 1 watch that they put together. If you leave, they merge together. You see what I'm talking about? You want me to have 2.
If you put the watch on a different hand, would you have 2 watches on you?
I don't know. If you take a man wig off, then would you be bald headed? I don't know, bro. We all got questions that they ask. I mean, shit. I mean, what you want to do? I don't know, bro. Is we on this build? Are we on this build or what? What we gonna do?
Did this man even go to school? Did he go to school? Now imagine trying to have a conversation with this person. This person will drive you nuts.
Because I'm actually curious. Because the last people I had on here, I had 4 other people that had your same points of view, right? And now let's change up the dialogue a little bit because I'm curious of knowing. I believe that you let me know if you don't believe that 1 plus 1 equals 2, but let me know if this makes sense to you and see if we can come to agreement on something. That's what I want to get here. Okay. Correct me if I'm wrong. Influence creates thinking. Thinking creates behavior. Would you say that that's true?
Makes sense.
Okay, cool. I want to know this because I spoke with, you're the 5th person I had on the podcast now that believe that the black woman is God, right? So since we know that, and you just confirmed that influence creates thinking and thinking creates behavior, You have this, your mind frame of how you think. I want to know what influenced you to think this way.
It's knowing versus belief. Everybody believes in God. I know God. You see what I'm saying? Knowing is being able to have logic, evidence, and reason. You know it, just like your past experiences. I know my mother. So before I learned how to talk, before I learned how to walk, before I had taught about my ABCs, before I was taught about anything, my mother was there. Somebody had to teach me, influence me, get me to think about a God that they wanted me to think about. But prior to that, my mother was my creator. So when you look at it, my mother was a black woman, and all black women are the manifestation of Mother Nature. I don't give a fuck about a book in which you read, bro. Go to nature and look at it. That is the supreme map of things.
Clarence,
everything in nature is telling you.
Clarence, I seen that you.
You don't have to stop me, bro. You don't have to stop me.
No. Someone came in the chat. Clarence, I see you come in here. Give it 2 seconds. I'll add you in after I have this discussion with him.
I get 30 seconds to speak. Like every single time.
It's a podcast, and I had someone trying to join the live stream.
You're intimidated, bro.
No, I had someone trying to join the live stream.
You don't want to know. You do this for content.
Intimidated?
At the end of the year, you're intimidated. It's got to be.
Come on,
if I can sit there and listen to you and you can't listen to me.
I mean, listen,
you told us about a pregnant male rat. You told us the science brought about a pregnant male rat.
In person. You could come here in person. No one's intimidated, bro. No one's. No one feels like that. You can have this discussion in person. The same way I'm conveying myself with you over here, it'll be in person. And actually, it'll be more intense. We said that influence creates thinking. Thinking creates behavior. You think that the black woman is God. I want to know what influenced you.